out to Hettienne in the meantime, then. So we'll just skip this one, and he will wait a few minutes for us. Hettienne von Abo-Moolman, she's next then on the agenda. She's going to talk to us about the sectoral approach for economic growth. Hettienne was matriculated at Hoër Volksskool in Potchefstroom. She did a BA at Stellenbosch, a bestuursontwikkelingsprogram at TIPS, and a negotiation certificate at UNISA. And she's currently studying transformational leadership at the International Transformational Leadership Institute. She's a director of Ismar Investment Pty. It's a commercial letting company. She's also a director at Louvre Pty, and that's in the hospitality industry. Hettienne has been on the National Council of the AHI since 1999. And during this time, she chaired the Free State Provincial Council and was also the chairperson for the National Council of Provinces. She's a director of the SBI since 2018, and she is responsible for sectoral coordination. And now I'm also a woman. Hettienne has 4 children, and she's got 10 grandchildren, and she lives in Portable in the Free State. Hettienne, thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to listening to you.
Thank you, Linda. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks a lot. Yes, I'm sure I now have this, the sympathy of the whole platform. Thank you for the introduction. The industries of hospitality and real estate are the ones that was the hardest hit in this COVID pandemic. So I'm sure everybody is going to believe me from what I'm going to say today, because it's also by pure favor and grace that some of us are still here today in our businesses. But this portfolio is, the actual business takes place. So the sectorial approach to business chambers and the economic growth reads, when you're in the SBI, that with a renewal focus on sector-specific interventions, SBI can make to foster more sustainable small and medium enterprises. And as the director of the sectoral coordination portfolio, we will play an integral role in the SBI's work for its chamber and members. So if you look at the main sectors in South Africa that drives the economy, there are around about 23 plus of those sectors in South Africa. And we as the SBI are focusing right now during lockdown and thereafter mainly on agriculture, on tourism, on mining, that is the aggregate and sand production specifically right now, and also health. So when we talk to you as the chamber and the chairperson, we would like to assure you that in this landscape of the South African economy after the lockdown, the role of the SBI is to address the sector-specific challenges. And therefore, we want to offer you, if we look at your sector, Mr. Chairman or Mrs. Chairman, it is about to make money, more money, to save money, and to have a dynamic image of your business. And perhaps one of the best quotes I had from a very good friend of Media 7 of mine is to obtain your BEC. BEC stands for Behind Service Counter, because that is what your customer will expect from you. And we want to take your hand and make sure in the sector that you are moving and operating in, that will be crucial for you to render the service that you need to. So if we move forward to say, how can business chambers slot into a sectoral approach? Winda said in my bio, told you that I was in the Free State a chairperson, and also for the MACE Capital South Africa Chamber in Bothaville for 10 to 15 years. And what I know now, looking back, a chairperson of a chamber, he is key to that chamber, to that region, and to the development of that area that he is the chairperson. So we also know a chairperson is a successful business person. Your business and the sector that you are in must portray that you are actually the main guy in that sector, that you are highly successful, and that people know that your business is growing. So other than that is also for you as a chairperson and in this chamber, that you are an influential member of the community. We know, and Winda has pointed out in her presentation, how crucial it is to be in contact and be the person to go to when you have to go to your municipality, when you have to meet with your municipal manager or the mayor, to invite him and let him listen to what you have to say as a chamber, as business people. And also, now that we're doing Smart City, Safe City with Nico Parliament, we can see how crucial it is and profound that this chamber chairperson is in good standing with the municipality and in the community. What we also found in the sectors and the chairpersons, that you are a credible leader to lead sector-specific projects in your region. There are multiple examples in the SBI, but if you look at, for example, Van der Bijl Park, the Golden Triangle, the projects that they lead there, what we experience in the SBI is that a sector always falls in a region. If I can use a very simple example, you won't get a mining sector in the Western Cape where all the fruit and the vineyards are. So we know that if you're in Limpopo, for example, Mpumalanga, Limpopo specifically, you will find tourism very, very strong there. Mpumalanga, you can go for mining and also agriculture. You can see for Northwest that even their name spells it out, they are the platinum province. So when you're a chairperson and you want to know how to slot into a sectoral approach, you can come to the SBI so that we can help you to lead a specific project that you would like to do. So what is the value then for the sectoral approach to the business chamber? As I've said, we have already signed several MOUs with different sectors, and they are all very, very eager to work with the SBI and with you as a chamber. And a chairperson is the one who has to take the lead in this. So when you as a chamber and a chairperson come forward, the influence that you have will be from this exclusive, and I say exclusive, it's because of it is the SBI who negotiated this MOU. You will have exclusive access to the sectoral role players that we have these MOUs, for instance. The last one that we did was with Agri SA, just to give you an example. So Christopher van der Rede, who's one of our previous CEOs, is also very keen to bring the SME element into agriculture. But you will realize that the people that we connect with in that sector would benefit everybody on this panel, and you as a chairperson would know what is going on in your region, and that will be beneficial to you and your region to come to the fore and take hands with Agri-SA, the MOU that we have already negotiated. You will also be able to prosper because you will have access to the sectoral resources that the head office between Leandre and Keenan has put together. And even if you would go to Wenda, to John, or to me, we will be able to point out these resources that we have knowledge of. But you will also be able to grow as a business person in your sector, because the solutions to these sectoral obstacles we also have, because as a member of Busa Business Unity South Africa, we move with what we have as obstacles to the platform in Busa, and there we can have access to government and also influence regulations and stipulations that government has for that specific sector. So by influencing, by prospering, and by growing for you as a chamber chairperson, we would like to invite you today, and we would like to tell you, please, Mr. and Mrs. Chairperson, help us to help you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hettienne. Are there any questions for Hettienne? Hettienne, that was quite an informative. There's one question from John Fogwell. John, just unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry, I struggled to find the hand here to raise it a bit quicker. Remember, I've never sold the concept that I'm intelligent. Just a question, Hettienne, if I may. On the sectoral transactions or MOUs that you have in place, is there like just a short document or something to see where us, like Diamond Chamber or somebody, can actually get which sectors we can address, and then and then start working it from there, instead of just running around and looking for things? Because I think one of the biggest problems in chambers is it's a bunch of volunteers doing work, and you want them to as quickly as easily get involved and get these things going. Does that question make sense?
I hear what you're saying. Thank you for the question. And that is why I'm inviting you. On section 2, now on the screen, I'm sure you can see, the ones that we definitely are busy with and writing now is agricultural, tourism, mining, and health. The reason for this was that agricultural sector was one of the sterling sectors during COVID. And we are very fortunate to in the sense that we can collaborate with them. And I'm sure in their value chain, lots of our chambers can slot into that. On the other hand, tourism, we know, is really one of the most hard-hit ones, and they really need help. So, and the mining one was also, it was a no-brainer. They were also very good during a lockdown.
Hettienne, I think we just lost you. If you can hear me, just let me know.
Thank goodness, I thought I had a stroke.
It's not you.
You're not the only one, John.
Okay, Wenda,
If
I
I
think
may
Hettienne
ask,
might have
if I can-
disconnected.
if I can ask a follow-up question, but I'll do that to Hettienne if it holds up the process. In the mining sector specifically, who do we have those agreements, MOUs in place with? Is it with the DMR or with which organizations, if I may ask?
Wenda, I think we've lost Hettienne.
Okay, I apologize now. I was looking to see if we have our next guest speaker on already. I just ask that question again. Maybe there's someone else that can answer that.
Yes, thank you. The second question I posed was on the mining sector. I don't know if I maybe missed it, but who is the entity we have our MOU with as the SBI? Is it with the DMR or a different organization?
I don't think it's the DMR. I think it's a different organization. John, can you answer that? John also left. I don't think it's not the DMR. It's a different organization. I don't think Hettienne can hear us and we can't hear her. But you're welcome to contact her afterwards. And again, I don't know if she can hear me. Any more questions on this?
I think just in support, if we can have a summary of the MOUs and who they are with, that would help a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll make a note of that, Keenan. I'm not sure Keenan, do we have our next guest speaker on the line?
No, not yet. We're still waiting.
Let me just
Thank
quickly.
you, Wenda. I'm back on the screen. I somehow dropped off. I'm here. I couldn't hear. Did you lose me?
Yes, we did, Hettienne. And the question was the MOU that we have, do we have it with the DMR in the mining industry or another organization or body?
It is the ASPASA, the organization that represents all those aggregated sand and stone miners.
Thank you. And then the request was all the MOUs that we have, MOAs that we have signed already, to provide a list for the business chambers on that. Leandra, you took notice of that, so that is something I think we will provide to the business chambers. Hettienne, from my side, thank you very much for your time and valuable information, specifically on the value of a sectoral approach for business chambers. But business chambers are welcome to contact Hettienne directly should they need any other information or even further assistance regarding a sectoral approach in their business chamber, as well as the services that they render to their members, because that will be quite beneficial to the business chamber as well as the members. So Hettienne, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Wenda. Thank you, everybody. Please contact me. I rely really heavily on your participation.
Okay. Our next speaker hasn't joined yet.
Wenda,